Hey, Fit Fam. So, I'm sitting in line up here, Westwood Primary, waiting to pick up Bevan for school. So, we can go home and practice our posing routine because my 5-year-old got it on lock. You all know that. But I'm reading this month's Muscular Development. Probably my favorite monthly magazine to read because they're real. And let me just get to the point. As you all know, I'm a type 1 diabetic. I'm insulin dependent, have been for several years. And a lot of people view that as a disadvantage, and in a lot of aspects of my life, it is kind of a disadvantage. I'm not even going to lie. I keep it fairly well controlled. I could be a better diabetic, but couldn't we all? And I guess I try to be an inspiration for other people with diabetes because everybody tells me, Travis, you don't look diabetic. And I don't know what your image is of a diabetic. I should probably take offense to that, but I'm glad whatever your image is of a diabetic, I'm not that, but you shouldn't have that image because it's really subjective. However, back to muscular development, I found this very interesting and kind of inspirational for me, especially to natural bodybuilders, which I'm going to leave me out of this equation. I'm not going to say whether I am or am not because it really doesn't matter, but this is really interesting to my diabetic friends that are in the bodybuilding world. So listen up. And I quote from page 119, Mr. Olympia Anabolic Stack Beyond Steroids by Daniel Gwartney, MD. Insulin is best known as a glucose sugar partitioning hormone secreted from the pancreas in response to a meal prescribed to type 1 diabetes. However, in addition to driving glucose into most tissue, like skeletal muscle, it also activates the uptake of amino acids and stops the breakdown of cellular protein. Insulin also promotes the storage of fatty acids as triglycerides in fat cells. In terms of whole body growth, insulin is a more potent anabolic than testosterone. Bodybuilders have learned to time insulin injections in conjunction with training and some meals to drive nutrients into recently worked muscle, resulting in greater lean mass gains. The downside is that a miscalculation when preparing an injection or reconstituting a vial could lead to a lethal, life-threatening, or life-ending event. If insulin is overdosed, it can drive circulating glucose, your blood sugar, so low that the brain is starved. Unless corrected very rapidly, it can lead to death. Insulin can also increase appetite and resistance to fat loss. It is unclear as to whether insulin or growth hormone first gained widespread use among mass-seeking bodybuilders. Combined, they have increased the size and mass of the contestants noticeably. HGH, human growth hormone, induces a state of insulin resistance, which insulin treatments overcome. Insulin increases fat storage, which HGH combats. So, my diabetic friends, it's a disadvantage, but it's also it's an advantage that a lot of people don't have. So if we can take advantage of the fact that we already have this stuff at our fingertips, just a thought. There's no reason that there's not 7 or 8 Jason Postons in the IFBB, if you know what I mean. Props to Jason Poston, by the way. That dude is a freak of nature and a model diabetic. Best of luck at the Olympia, by the way, Jason. And y'all keep it real.